High School staff and students. I'm Principal Sagasser, and this is today's Wildcat News. Students, just going to continue to remind you about breakfast and lunch pickups. You can do so between the hours of 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. You can pick those up at Eastern Elementary School, Newcastle Elementary School, or here at the high school. Big good luck to the girls golf team as they compete today in the girls regional tournament. Good luck, ladies. And also good luck to the volleyball team as they travel to Gallatin County tonight to take on the Gallatin County Wildcats tonight at 6. Students and teachers, don't forget, tomorrow we'll have a special segment that will cover the A-B schedule. Students, just some things to start making sure that you know. Number one, make sure you know whether or not you're on the A or the B schedule. You can check that out on your Infinite Campus account, or you can ask one of your teachers or give the front office a call. Another important thing students and teachers to know is on your first day coming in, make sure you know where to go for first period. So students, make sure you know who your first period teacher is. So if you need help in directions to your classroom, make sure you know your first period teacher's name. So if you need to ask someone where to go, they'll be able to direct you to that location. That's all the Wildcat News for today, and we're going to turn it over to Mr. Robbins with Reppin' with Robbins.
Thank you, Mr. Sagasser. So guys, sounds like a lot of good things are going on around Henry County High School. Again, looking forward to having you back on October the 12th when you come back in person. Congrats to all the sports teams on your progress that you made here lately. Was out Saturday night, got to see a ball game, so it was good getting out and seeing people again. My big thing right now, guys, is before I start this, I'm gonna give some shout outs, because I think we're at the point now where, you know, a lot of us get overwhelmed, and we've talked about this in a while, but my main concern with everything is just being able to maintain a positive outlook on things, because I think we get into a struggle to where we have a lot of things going on, 2 or 3 things hit, and all of a sudden 10 things hit, and then you're overwhelmed and you don't know which step to take. So my biggest thing right now, you all, is taking one thing at a time. You know, when it comes to students, you know, I appreciate the emails that I'm getting from students and the phone calls, because guys, you know, like I've told you before, I'm here for you no matter what. Those calls to me not only help me throughout the day, but I hopefully it helps you, talking about some strategies, being able to get through some, you know, some mental blocks when it comes to schoolwork and other things going on. So guys, my advice to you is, again, take one thing at a time. I talked about that yesterday. Prioritize things. We seem to throw too many things on our plate at once and feel like we have to get them all done at once. So I brought this quote out today, and I'm going to touch base on it. It's by Daniel Cope. You don't have to figure everything out today. You don't have to solve your life in one. You don't have to solve your whole life tonight, and you don't have to tackle everything at once. You just have to show up and try. You have to focus on the most immediate thing in front of you, and you have to trust that you'll figure out the rest along the way. So guys, when I look at that, you know, my main thing, and I think I've told a lot of you all, is the main thing is just showing up and trying. You know, showing some effort. That's the main thing to me, because as I talk to the teachers and I talk to our students, you know, a lot of times we're overwhelmed with the work we have, but we're not even showing up for class. You know, if I'm a teacher and I just want you to try, that effort goes a long way. You know, you let the teacher know that, hey, I'm there, I'm trying, even though, yeah, I might not be good at math, or I might struggle at English, or, man, Life 101 is really pounding me right now. I got so much stuff I need to do, or I have 13 assignments over here in health. I know all these things pile up at once, but again, if we can just show up and show some effort and say, hey, you know, Mr. Blevins, I'm here. I've got this work, I have some questions, can I hang out after class for just a little while and talk to you about it? It's all about that communication piece of it. You know, we're here for you. We want to do everything we can to help you out when it comes to this different time that we're in, you all, but the main thing is show up, please. That's all I ask you to do. Show up in class, reach out to your teachers, ask questions to clarify or validate some things that are going on, and reach out to me. You know, I've reached out to a couple of you all, and I check into class today to see how you are, and you say you're overwhelmed, but you're not even in class at the time. So let's work together on this. You know, this week we've got one solid week before we hit fall break, and I think a lot of us need that break when it comes to that. But again, you all work together, you know, ask questions, be there for each other, you know, do what's right for you, take a break when you need a break, you know, and just kind of maintain that focus on being mentally prepared for stuff in order to help yourself out down the road. All right, so let's step into the push-up challenge. So yesterday, the challenges came from, I think it was, I challenged Miss Palmer. So if you want to step up real quick, let me pull it up here. There you go. Miss Palmer does her push-ups, which is very impressive. So Miss Palmer, thank you for that. I think it's awesome, you know, to be able to do that and send a video. She's going to challenge Seth Onan. So Seth, you're Miss Palmer's challenge. So hey, she jumped in, did hers, which was pretty impressive. So I hope you follow up and do the same. Our next one came from, I think Nathan Fitzgerald challenged Blake Nation. So it looks like Blake, if you want to pull up here real quick, Blake knocked his out, which was pretty impressive. Blake, I'm proud of you, man, to knocking those out and send it out to Miss Nolan, so I appreciate that. And Blake is going to challenge, looks like Nathan Corum. Nathan Corum, you're the next challenge on the push-up challenge from Blake Nation. So Miss Palmer and Blake, awesome job. I'm going to do my push-ups real quick. There's my 20 guys, and my challenge is going to go out to Miss Forey. I think we've challenged you once before. I didn't see any push-ups. Miss Forey, it's back at you. Back to you, Mr. Saxon. It's repping with Robbins.
All right, looks like we got some new challenges today. Seth, you've been challenged. Nathan, you've been challenged. And Miss Forey, you've been challenged. Our next segment is with Mr. Sutley. Sutley Circle.
All right, thanks, Sagasser. Lots of good stuff there from Mr. Robbins today. You know, that goes back to what we were talking about last week, I believe it was, which was show up to class, speak up when you're in class, and keep up, meaning do your work out of that class. Now, I know that some of you may be behind, and I really like what Mr. Robbins was saying about, you know, you just got to do the thing that's in front of you, and that's how you're going to get caught back up. So if you're one of those students that struggled with getting behind and you've got a pile of assignments that you're trying to work through, don't look at all of them. Just look at the first one that you got to get done and tackle that one, and then move to the next one. So sometimes we can get overwhelmed if we look at everything we have to do. So focus on that one thing and get going. So really liked what Mr. Robbins had to say today. So here's things that I want to talk about today. I want to talk about FAFSA again, and we've got a graphic here. I want to show you some items that you need to gather so you can prepare, so you can be doing the thing that's important and not falling behind. So when it is time, Thursday, October 1st, to fill out your FAFSA form, that you're ready to go. So first thing, you need to have your Social Security number. Your parents should have that if you don't know it. If you can't find it, we can get that for you at the school. Most likely we will have that on record here. The other thing you're going to need if you're a dependent student is you're going to need your parents' Social Security number. So this is an application that you and your parents have to work together to fill out. So most of you will be in a situation where you will be using your parents' financial information because you're a dependent of theirs. So you'll also need their Social Security number. And the next thing is the driver's license number. So the students, if you have a driver's license, you'll need to bring that along. If you don't, no worries. We don't have to have that. Federal tax return. So if you're a dependent student and you're using your parents' financial information, you'll need their tax return. So their federal tax return. And then the next thing is records of any untaxed income. So these are things like benefits that you may have received or your parents may have received from prior military service. Could be child support payments that they receive. So anything like that. It's not common, but it's not completely without possibility of happening. And then the FAFSA, it gets a little personal. And this next item is one of those things that some people are like, whoa, hold on. And that's, the FAFSA wants to know how much cash you have on hand, what your checking account balance is, and what your savings account balance is. And then they also want to know about your investments. And those things can be a little jarring, especially to parents when we're asking for those items to be put onto this document. Basically what's happening is, in order to determine whether or not you have a financial need to qualify for things like grants or loans, they need to know that information. They need to know the financial status and where you and your family are financially. So if you're one of those people that gets a little uneasy about giving that information out, we totally understand. If you're here working with me and I'm helping you fill out the form, it's certainly a situation where I will remove myself so I'm not looking at that information. So hopefully that'll make the families a little more comfortable in doing that. Again, FAFSA opens on October 1st. Okay, this is an application for your federal student aid. It's something that students and parents, you can fill out on your own, but it's also something that we are more than happy to help you do together here at the school. So please reach out to me if you'd like to set up an appointment, and we can set up a time that we can bring you in, student and parent, and we can get this thing filled out for you. It opens on October 1st. That's about it, Sagerser.
Thank you, Mr. Sutley. Was that October 1st?
I think, yeah, it's October 1st.
October 1st. All right. That concludes the news for today. We appreciate everybody joining us. I hope you have a very blessed day. So for Mr. Robbins, Mr. Sutley, Cam the intern, JTB, I'm Mr. Sagesser. Have a great day. So we found the spot in the video